And we are live, everybody. Friday, August 23rd. We're back. Odd Shopper Live special early edition, 9 a.m. We're wiping the crust out of our eyes and we're getting down and dirty on sportsbooks and pick'em sites. Like button, notification bell, subscribe to the channel. Everything you can do here at Odd Shopper, that's what you should do. Follow me on Twitter at Josh Engleman. Follow me everywhere on anything at Josh Engleman. Same thing on Pickit, P-I-K-K-I-T. If you want to track what I'm betting, that is the place to do it. All my results are there. They weren't good yesterday. Don't look at that day. Look at last Friday for what the ceiling might just be. I know we're going to it's going to be a pretty thin herd here this morning, doing this 3 hours before we normally do it. Crack of dawn, 6 a.m. on the West Coast. Not going to get a lot of the West Coast peeps today either, but that doesn't matter. We're still gonna check it all out. So let's break it all down, folks. What do you say? Now, I have made some plays already. We're gonna get to the home run round robin that we normally look at. And let's do that right now. So let's do this. Make that screen a little bigger so you guys can see it. Bang. So here's what we've got. Josh Bell in. Love it. Brian Bayo, going to give up the ding-dong. Feel pretty good about it. Let's look at it. So, let's check out Josh Bell. We got Brian Bayo on the hill for Boston. Josh Bell. Need the data to load. We're getting there. There we go. 173 X ISO. Two pitchers with this hand and pitch mix. It's over 782 plate appearances. That's solid. It's a slightly above average X ISO. And certainly sitting better on fastballs, which helps. Now, Bell, switch hitter. So you're going to be getting him from the left side. 182 X ISO for Brian Bayo against lefties over the past year and a half. Even if you just want to look at this year, 193. That's across 1,000 pitches. That's a pretty real sample for Bayo. Has some trouble with lefty power. So I think this spot fits Josh Bell really well, and we were able to grab him at 680. Rhys Hoskins today against JP Sears. You can grab that one as well. So Sears on the hill. Rhys Hoskins obviously hitting from the right side. 194 X ISO over the past 2 years. Obviously, he's been out for a bit, so the sample is pretty small. But we know the profile of Rhys Hoskins. And then we look at JP Sears over the past 2 years, 4,000 pitches to righties, 211 X ISO. Not a great power profile there. Only thing that's really saving him today is the park. Now, if we take off 2 years ago and just look at this year, 207 X ISO to righties for JP Sears. So another spot where I think we're playing directly into a pitcher that has a little bit of power issues to that particular hand. Only plus 420 for Rhys Hoskins. Feels kind of likely. And then finally, Josh Lowe, keeping up the theme of getting another Josh in there. It's a good thing. Josh has got to stick together. So Josh Lowe is in at plus 600. Yeah, Steven, he does indeed, which we're going to talk about right now. So let's hop over to Tampa. So Josh Lowe, 197 X ISO against righties. 153 for Bobby Miller over the past year and a half. If you look at just this year, he's only thrown 354 pitches to... Why am I looking at righties? He's only thrown 277 pitches. Sorry, I have a weird paper holding my monitor up. It's weird where I'm at. 257 X ISO against lefties so far this season. Problematic. 149 last year, so it was very different, but something has changed here so far in this small sample for Bobby Miller. At least it appears as such. And then we're talking about close to a 200 ISO for Josh Lowe. Honestly, he hasn't even been unlucky. 198 regular ISO, 197 X ISO. That all looks pretty damn good to me. And we got Josh Lowe at plus 600. So we hit the round robin. We hit our $50 singles, and we dropped 20s on the two-leggers and another 10 on the three-legger. We're looking at 2,600 if all three of them hit for the two-leggers, 2,800 if the three-legger hits. So that right there is 54. Tack on another 1,000. We're looking at 6,500 bones if all three of these guys homer. And I'm telling you what, guys, when that inevitably happens, I'm going to go nuts. It's going to be amazing. Those aren't the only bets that I placed. And I'm also going to teach you guys a little bit of a lesson. So I placed my singles round robins, sort of. Alec Boehm to not single, plus 160. Rafaela to not single at minus 115. Anthony Volpe to not single at minus 115. Ryan Mountcastle to not single at plus 125. I wasn't paying attention. In theory, I can cash this out. I don't care enough right now. It's not going to, I hope it doesn't matter. I meant to take Ryan Jeffers to not single. Apparently, I clicked on Ryan Jeffers to not homer at minus 1,400. It should be Ryan Jeffers to not single. Take that line. It's better, and it fits what I'm doing here. But I did do this, and I noticed it a couple minutes after I placed the bet. I should cash out and redo it. I don't have the patience. So I locked in that singles card. I also locked in a stolen base card that I round robined. Trey Turner to get a stolen base at plus 650. Xavier Edwards to not at minus 225. Whit Merrifield to not at minus 280. Leonardo Rivas to get one, plus 750. And then our boy Josh Lowe to not get one at minus 370, which, if I want him to homer, that's just one less spot that he's going to have a stolen base. I think they sync up pretty well. Finally, we've got some total base props. Dominic Fletcher, under 0.5 total bases at plus 140. Rafaela, minus 155. Under 1.5, so he can get on, preferably by a walk because we need him to not single. Rhys Hoskins, total bases, over 0.5 at minus 140. Obviously, that syncs up really well with the home run play. If he hits a home run, this one cashes too. Francisco Alvarez, under 0.5 total bases, so to not get on, plus 125. And then Randy Arozarena, also did not get on at plus 135. So I hit those single. I hit the round robin for two. Very minimal amounts of a round robin on three-leggers just to have a little bit of a lottery ticket for it all. But that's everything that I have placed so far this morning. If you're trying to tail any of that, you've seen it on the screen. You've heard me say it. Piece it together if you can. Find the best line you can as well using Odds Shopper, which I have on the screen right now. For example, let's say that my recommendation was Jarren Duran, under 1.5, plus 115. This one exists at ESPN Bet. You could just click this down arrow right here, and inevitably, when I'm not on my parents' internet, it will load a lot faster. You get every line and every sports book right in front of you, along with the EV that is on that bet. You can see it at Hard Rock, at DraftKings, at Bet Rivers, at PointsBet, at Fliff, whatever you see on the screen. You can see it right here. You can shop around and get the exact line you're looking for. We also have additional charts based on that prop, which again will load when I'm not on internet. That was made in 1910. And then tracking open bets as well. We have all of this data right here on Odds Shopper if you want to use it. One thing I do want to point out, though, right now, and it's early, there's not a lot of books populated, or at least not as much. The more data that we can have from sports books to drive into Odds Shopper, the more confident you can be in what you see. Because that's what we're using, as much data as we possibly can. And right now, the amount of available bets are pretty thin. Jamal Haynes receiving yards on FanDuel is pretty much the only thing hanging out there with any sort of sizable value. I'm going to hop over to the Pick'em side and see what we've got hiding out here. I assume we've got some college football. We sure do. And these are not the same college football plays that we grabbed yesterday. So what we do have here, though, couple plays on Sleeper with pretty massive value. Looking good. Couple plays on PrizePicks with pretty massive value, including some WNBA lines. And I think that right there is going to be where we start for today. Reminder, I don't believe that I can put this card in right now. Let me double check that. But I think that I can't play any Pick'em site. If I'm wrong, then we'll put this PrizePicks card in. We definitely can on Underdog. Yeah, no PrizePicks. I thought so. But if we just go to the PrizePicks entry builder, go into the premium EV tools, You hit the PrizePicks optimizer. Shows up right here. I can just click generate. Takes all the best plays, builds us a 6-leg card. 23% expected value on this play right now. So the top 6 plays. Camila Cardozo under, Dan Byrne under in shots. That's going to be on Sunday. Natasha Cloud under in points. We got an assist prop. We've got some receiving yards props on the college football side. Oh, Stephen Leibowitz, you have no idea. Sleeper is what you wish you were right now. I didn't go to bed until 2 a.m. I had a very, very, very late night. And the only thing that is saving me right now is that I didn't drink. Because it was a late one. It was a very, very late one. So look at this card. 23% EV. I mean, you should go out of your way to get it. But what my real recommendation is, and this is what I think more people should be doing. It was a great night, Steven. I had an amazing... I hate the circumstances around why I was able to see all of my best friends throughout my entire life last night. But we had a great time chopping it up. So 23% EV, 3% expected win rate. If we take out the RJ Maryland line, watch what happens. We still have 17% EV, 5% win rate. In this scenario, I'm willing to give up a little. I mean, I'll take the 6-legger. By all means, do take that. What I do think is probably more interesting, and then for a better example, if we cut that down to 4, we lose that EV. That's how bad the payouts are at 3 and 4. If you leave this at 5, what my real recommendation would be, hit that 6-legger, but then hit the round robin of all of these 5-leggers for a smaller amount. Cast your net a little bit wider so that you might be able to hit that combination. Because for these 5, you get it at 17. But let's just say I add back in that RJ Maryland line and we got to drop the top line, the Camila Cardozo one that has the most value. Even if we take that away, we're still at 13% EV and a 5% win rate for plays 2 through 6. I recommend round robining at the 5-leg level most of these PrizePicks cards and hot swapping one out for another. That's going to limit your variance a little bit more, and you're still hitting EV plays. But you got to remember to bring those bet sizes down considerably when you're spreading that out, because your amount of combinations on 6 plays and 5-leggers, it's not going to be, you don't want to just hit that with the same thing you're hitting it across the board because they're correlated. Yeah, Sir Manning, it's instead of just having this one card where you like 6 plays, your best bet really is going to be to save yourself and chop that down to 5s a little bit since you still have that positive value. It'll really limit your swings because, look, hitting 6 sounds great, and everybody might think they're the greatest sports bettor in the history of the world. The odds of hitting 6 plays, as you can see, even with all of the value that we have here, is 3%. I mean, we're talking about once a month. If you get those same 6 plays that you expect that card to hit. But to get 5 out of that, very different scenario. And then you're even still opening yourself up to 4 and 1s across the board for that. It'll really make your big days look bigger. But you have to be very conscious about how much you're putting down on those spots. It scales down a lot more than you would think it does. I mean, right there for PrizePicks. If you have Odds Shopper and you load it up right now and you're able to play on PrizePicks, you are getting a fantastic card to put together. To the point where, I mean, if you saw something like this every day, it's paying for your Odds Shopper subscription easily. Think about that for a little bit. If you want to be on the pick'em sites and you see something like this regularly, and you will, especially when we're coming up here, a week from now, NFL starting, tons of NFL plays are going to be scattered through this every single day. NBA back in October, then between NFL and NBA from October, November, December, January, the amount of plays that you're going to see on Odds Shopper across pick'em sites and across the sports books, because those are going to be the 2 biggest things. I mean, we love baseball and all, but those other 2 sports are a lot more fun. Odds Shopper is going to pay for itself in the value that it produces for you. Paul Williams, yes, I live in North Carolina. I assume You're about to tell me that you do too. So where do you live? Let's check out the sleeper optimizer as well. I've lived in North Carolina since 2009, but I am not there right now. All right, sleeper card, same situation, some of the same value. Now, we don't see a ton of positive value, but that Eric Singleton line is going to carry a lot of weight. So if we generate a 5-leg sleeper card right now, you're getting close to 20x on this payout, 9% EV, 5% win rate. I'm guessing we can save this a little bit by dropping one. 10x payout, 9% win rate, and now we win 10% of the time. Can we keep the value if we drop another? Oh, this is the one. This is the one. Honestly, is it better at 2? It is. 2-legger right now on sleeper. If you play there, don't hesitate. Go get it now. Eric Singleton, that's going to be under 4.5 receptions. Jordan Hudson, under 44.5 receiving yards. It's going to 3x your payout. 10% EV, you're going to hit that 35% of the time. If you want context for something like that, you can just pop it into the expected value tool. It'll help you understand it a little bit more. So we're getting a 3.1x payout. 310 odds, 35% win rate. Say we put $10 on it. It's a 14% expected ROI. Now, obviously, these numbers are slightly different here, but that has to do with like rounding and slightly different calculations. But that can move things around. Like that's really 315, and this is really 34.5. They move a little bit, but the principle still remains. That's sort of what you're doing. You're getting parlay odds. You're finding the payout odds, calculating your EV. That's what we have in front of us right now. And the 2 best plays on sleeper, along with a couple additional plays that are around neutral in EV, all still let you increase your potential payout. Like in this case, if you're adding this third play here, Tina Charles, you're going from a 3x payout and 10% EV, 35% win rate, to a 6x payout, same EV, but you cut your win rate in half. That's fine. You want to hit both of them. They're both positive EV plays, but scale back the 3 legs, focus more on the 2 legs. You can even still find a little bit of value here using Eric Singleton and then hitting it with Tina Charles. Now you still have that 3.4x payout. You're getting a 7% win rate. Round robining here is also going to be valuable for you. I want you guys to remember that when you have positive expected value on bets, technically speaking, you should be parlaying all of those things together. Positive value and positive value continue to be positive even when they're together, but the reduction in your bet size is dramatic. If you were a $20 unit guy and you have 2 plays, you're probably only really expected to put down like $1 on the parlay. If we're like, it's a back of the envelope calculation in my brain right now, but just like generally speaking, the reduction of what you want to do on those parlays is significantly lower, but you still technically want to do it. It's the right mathematical play if you think your assumptions are correct in your expected value and your expected win rates. So do that. Oh, Williams, where'd you go, man? I want to know where you live in North Carolina. Now, do we have any more plays? Okay, we're starting to open up a couple more plays on the sportsbook side. We've got one on Fliff right now on the Fisa Collier. We've got a couple at Caesars on some more WNBA plays and Alex Bregman. So we're starting to squeeze out a couple value plays here. If you want to grab them, they're available for you. And then let's head back to the pick'em side, see if anything is wiggled in the time that we were talking about PrizePicks and sleeper. It did. Underdog in the house right now. Let's pop the Underdog. We just generate the best card. It obviously looks great. We have really good plays on Underdog right now. Same principle of everything I just said applies here. If we add Jordan Hudson and Camila Cardoso, we are at -1 EV. So you're not looking to take a two-legger here, especially at flex. I would imagine that's way worse. However, you add that third play and everything changes. Boom. That third play unlocks all of the value. 6x payout, 13% EV, 18% win rate. These three plays look great. But then you could lock in a fourth. Now your EV does go down, which is interesting, but you still have positive EV. So sprinkle a small amount on the four-legger and then use your combinations of those top four plays and hit them a little bit different for three-leggers. You want to avoid the twos because we lose the value on two. But we do have probably 5 or 6 plays that you can use and create three-leg combinations. So even if we just wanted to go, I'm going to come down the list a little bit. We'll take Nafisa Collier here. That's the 5th best play. And then we'll take the 6th best play, Stephanie Dolson. So even 1, 5, and 6, 6x payout, 8% EV. Hit them all, piece them all together, build yourself out a more diversified set of cards. Take it from a situation where it's all or nothing to a little bit flatter across the board. But Underdog's looking great. You want to build out three legs right now? Hudson, Cardoso, Douglas, Cloud, Collier, Dolson, Angel Reese, rebounds, under 12.5. You're not going to feel good about that if she's able to shoot. She will inevitably miss 6 shots and get those rebounds. But Angel Reese, under. Joe Musgrove, under. All of these plays can be put into a pool and churned for three-leggers. Even if you're putting $1 on every single one of them, and that gets you to your 10 or 15, and that's going to be your nut for the day, still a much better experience than you just throwing 5 or 6 and hoping for the best, trying to hit that lottery ticket. So Underdog, the pick'em sites today are thriving. This is a bad day for me to be in Pennsylvania at sites where I can't play. But I mean, we have pretty heavy value on Sleeper, Underdog, and PrizePicks is just through the roof right now. If you're playing on PrizePicks, the WNBA side of PrizePicks is soft. Very, very soft. Let's hit Betr, because I did see a couple pieces of value that might be able to squeeze out something tiny. Top 2 plays on Betr get you to -8. Add the third, you're at -15. Add the fourth, you're at 7. Add the fifth, you get to 4. 20x payout on all 5 on Betr. 4% EV. You're only hitting this one 5% of the time. Doesn't appear like it's going to be a good time. You could really only build 5-leggers. The amount of value that exists on Betr right now, not enough that I feel like you should be putting those cards in right now. It's just not there. I think we've hit everything, though. I don't see anything for DraftKings Pick 6. Not yet. This is a PrizePicks morning. So if you play on PrizePicks, you woke up to the goods today. One last look on the sports books before we dip on out of here. Nothing new unlocked yet. I think we're fresh out of everything. So reminder, beginning of the show, if you want to see what I've already bet, either watch the beginning of the show, you get the home run round robin on FanDuel, and a sea of total base, singles, and stolen base props that I put in at Bet365. We hit PrizePicks, Underdog, Betr, Sleeper, across all of the pick'em sites. I feel like we're in a good spot. If you really want to keep track with my plays, pickit.com. Follow me. I am Josh Engleman. What WNBA picks do I like on PrizePicks, Big Gritter? Whatever we're recommending in Odd Shopper, brother. Let me pull it up. Because PrizePicks is loaded. I think my internet is next level awful right now. Uh-oh. Might not be able to pull this up. Big Gritter, if you rewind 5 minutes, all of the PrizePicks WNBA plays were on the screen. I think my internet is choking right now. I don't even know if you guys can hear me, honestly. But I can't get this to pull up right now to show you again. But if you rewind like 5 minutes, it'll be all over your screen. On that note, folks, I'm going to get out of here. That's not getting it done for you guys. I'm going to dip on out of here, though. If you rewind the video, you'll be able to see everything for WNBA. Guys, that's it for the week. Another week in the books. Monday morning, afternoon. Monday, Odds Shopper Live. That will be the first Odds Shopper Live I do where I am available to be subscribed to on our Odds Shopper marketplace. I'm going live. You guys can subscribe, but you will always get Odds Shopper Live and you will get these plays. They're just going to end up looking a little bit different. So if you want to subscribe to me starting Monday, you can do that, and it's going to be a good time. Now, I want you guys to get on out of here, place these bets, sweat them tonight, sweat them over the weekend, and I'll see you guys on Monday. Have a good one.